I was nearly killed in a Centre Parks.
Really?
By a very large woman. We were going down the flute, and I was suddenly aware of this presence as I was going down, and it was this huge woman. She was basically crushing me up against the side of the
You went
flute.
between her legs.
I thought I was suffocating against her flesh. She was like right up against me like this. Literally joined at the hip. My face is pressed up against her. When we finally hit the bottom and the pool, the splash was outrageous. And I literally, at one point, I thought, I'm dying here. I'm not going to make this.
Now, you're going to kick off with shops that don't sell anything?
Yes. I mean, this is chiefly a Christmas problem that I've encountered, but it can happen at any time.
Right time of the year for that, mate.
But it can happen at any time, because it happened to me just the other day.
OK.
Where you go into a shop, to all intents and purposes, the shop's open, appears to have people working in there, appears to have some things...
It is a retail outlet.
Yeah, I mean, and I think some of this has been caused by shoplifting, by the way, where they've started to remove things from the shelves.
So you can't... Right? What's the point in the shop?
So you go into the shop, and on this occasion it was a chemist. I won't tell you what I was trying to buy, but it was a particular
Something
kind of...
for the weekend?
No, it was not, actually. It was a particular kind of shampoo, actually. Which I have to use because it's quite hard to get.
Is it? It's not for your head hair. It's special
it is.
downstairs.
Under the
I don't have
counter.
any hair there.
Did I keep it under the counter?
Like a bar of soap.
So I haven't been able to get it online recently, so I thought I'll go into a shop and see if they've got it. Because why wouldn't they have it? They're a chemist, you know. They've got quite a lot of shampoo on, and I didn't see it.
But this is a specialist shampoo.
Not really a specialist. No, it's just specialist shampoo.
I want to know what the shampoo.
I thought this was a
far more
specialist
interested in what the bloody shampoo is.
I'm not going to give the brand.
I want to know about the shampoo.
I'll tell you what it is.
What does it do?
It's specifically non-chemical. It's a more natural shampoo.
Well, you like a hippie, man. I never knew that, man. Because you were in New York in the 70s, weren't you, in the 80s?
No, it's not because of that.
Shampoo is woke.
Wow.
It's not woke. It's just
woke shampoo.
More organic than your average type, which is very bad for your skin, right?
Yes.
I've got quite delicate skin.
I've noticed
as you probably can tell. Because my age would not suggest that I should have skin like this.
It's a very good complexion.
It is a very good complexion. And part of the reason for that is that I don't use any crappy shampoo. Anyway, so I went up to the woman who immediately, said, well, we don't have it in stock, but we can order it for you.
I could do
and
that
I went,
myself.
well, why have you got a shop? If you haven't got anything that I want, why are you opening a shop?
I mean, you are quite specific, though, with your Ponzi shampoo.
But hang on.
You're saying it is or isn't specialist, because now we've had two stories, haven't we?
No, it's on general sale. You don't have to get a license. You don't need a license to buy it.
I think you should say what the brand of shampoo is, because then they're going to send you a load of free stuff.
It's called Child's Farm.
Child's Farm?
Something like that, I think it's Child's Farm. And it's very natural. It doesn't have any...
I know the stuff,
Is it for children?
No, it's not for children.
No, you can pour it down the drain and it doesn't affect the fish.
Like children?
It's nothing to do with the fish, right? It's to
but
do
you
with
don't
my
hurt
hair.
the fish, do you?
It's to do with my scalp, because I have a very sensitive
Does it
scalp.
have a picture of a newborn?
No, it has a picture of an animal, actually.
Oh, really?
Because it's a farm thing.
Safe animal.
A safe
I've
animal.
never heard of
dangerous.
shampoo. Have you ever heard of Child's Farm shampoo?
No, I think I had some hand wash by him sometime. I think it was passion fruit.
They do a body wash as well, which I got sent to me once by Waitrose when I ordered it there, because they said they were out of stock as well.
I mean,
so you can't, anyway, but there are lots of places where you go, and this has happened to me when I've gone Christmas shopping or birthday shopping. People want a specific thing.
Regular listeners and viewers will know pillow shopping.
Pillow shopping.
You missed that.
But the point is that you need
it right away.
You want to see what you're buying. You want to feel it. You want to touch it. You want to take it to the counter. You want to pay for it. You don't want to go.
Shampoo here.
No, it could be anything.
Okay.
But you don't. I've had it with. I've tried to buy cosmetics, for example, for gifts for people. Yeah. And there's a gift set which they've advertised, and you go there and you go, have you got this? No. But we can order it for you. And I'm like, no.
Yeah.
I can go on your website.
That's the one advantage that they've got of the online people, and they're not, using
It's like why, and I think the trouble is if it continues.
We haven't,
like this,
but we can be exactly the same as doing it yourself at home.
And also, they're not only that, because when they order it for you, you have to come back to the shop to pick it up.
Pointless.
Ash, bad drivers in big cars.
Yeah, that's the cars are getting bigger, and the worst drivers get the biggest cars, and they're no good at, judging. They brake when there's someone coming the other way, but there's no way. They're perfectly safe. So I think we should bring in, you know, like the hygiene ratings on cars.
Yes.
Have a 1 to 5, and if they're below you, they should have to pull over and let you pass. And that way, you know, it'll stop a lot of road rage.
What would you base the hygiene rating on, though?
Well, it'd have to, I mean, you've got these cars can tell you what they're doing now. They've got boxes in them, and you say you would earn it like that. I mean,
you mean so the worse you drive, the lower
the lower you go, and there's a certain light on your car, and you have to pull over. I mean,
I got a funny feeling. I mean, you see, the problem is the judgment ratio on that would have to be done by sensible people.
Well, no, a machine. That's what I'm saying. It would be
no,
AI.
because
sensors.
But who programs that machine? That would be my worry.
Would be, wouldn't it?
Oh, that's an even bigger worry. But so I drive every car that I have like I've stolen it.
Yeah.
And
no, but that doesn't mean it's about judging spaces.
Yeah,
that's a good driver in my view.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. But the people, what you're referring to is the 4x4
Spatial awareness people.
Yeah.
Spatial awareness
People who haven't got
but
that.
they're the
but
same.
some people
but
in small cars do it as well. They know what they're doing.
Yeah, well, anyone who
But-
can't judge the sides.
It's like the ones who sit in the outside lane.
Oh, yeah.
5 miles an hour
No.
below the speed limit.
Yeah.
And
what are you doing?
You know those bits in the road that make it narrow so that you can't have big trucks? I like to drive to show people that I can just drive without braking.
Yeah.
And those people who really stop slow, and you think, well, it's not. You're not designed for this road.
I think you should have your keys taken off you if you do not know how wide your car is.
Yeah, or maybe only certain
Do you know what
days.
we could do now?
idea.
Cars are so sensitive and so easy to control.
Isn't everyone?
You could have a switch off in the car.
Yeah.
If your driving is that bad, the car just switches itself
car
off.
just goes
and you
offside.
can't go
Yeah,
anywhere.
I think they can. They should be
Because
able
I've
to
done
do
it
that
before where
nowadays.
there's a place near me where they've got that road narrows thing, and you get these characters who slow right down. I just go round them and go through the one going the other way, which I know is technically
That
a
is
breach of
technically
the
illegal,
rules.
and I think now they have cameras on them. So
Well, I haven't got cameras on this one.
Okay, good.
Not that I know of. Anyway.
We won't mention which one it is,
No.
because then they will put a camera on it and try and catch it.
You know those hygiene
Now, I
ratings?
need to ask one question.
What's
Ash.
that, man?
Is this grump in any way gender-based?
See, I was going to ask that, but I thought it might be taken the wrong way.
Well, I would say 60%. You know, you do get the anomaly of a woman who drives like a man. No, I'm only joking. No, but in the
Or a
main
trans
it can
man.
be. But also old blokes can get a bit. Yeah.
Transport man.
A Trans Am.
Trans Am.
Night Rider. Oh
Trans
my
Am.
God, mate. But yeah, it's old people and also there's different cultures that can't drive very well because you don't have to pass the test.
What
It's
about
not
this?
difficult.
What about this? Right. So you go into the showroom, and you get to buy this big car for yourself.
Yeah.
And before you go, the salesman should go, just park it in that space over there. And if you can't get it in first time, so I'm sorry,
reverse it in.
You can't. You can't have that car.
Yeah. No,
Yeah, I would go along with that.
But I mean, save yourself the trouble of going out, stay in,
Yeah.
and watch a modern TV drama.
Okay.
Now, the
Like
problem with
adolescence.
that is you've got to have the volume turned up so loud,
I find this.
right? Now, so you're sitting there, right, and you're going, it's the opening of some crime drama, right? It's
Yeah.
moody, you
Yeah.
can barely see it anyway, right? And you can't hear them, so you end up cranking up the volume.
Yeah.
Then an action scene begins.
Yes.
And the dog jumps up off the sofa, runs out because the noise is so loud. And then, foolishly, you go to the ad break without turning the volume down. They drive the ads at you.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you need subtitles, don't you?
Well,
The
I mean,
subtitles
if-
keep coming on. I don't ask for them. I have to take them off. I have to take them off.
I mean, look, there is a lot more subtitle action in our life before. Because I mean, I don't know about you, but you know, if you watched something with subtitles in the 80s, you were arguably a bit of a ponce.
Well, do you know what? My father, once when I was a child, he was very. You'll know it. There's a cinema in Hampstead called the Everyman.
Oh,
Yes.
yeah.
Which was famous.
They're all
for
over the
showing,
country now.
Yeah, this one particularly was famous for showing.
I think it was the first
sort of old movies, right?
Yeah.
And I was in school and I was ridiculously ridiculed because all the other kids in this Marylebone, primary school were all kind of Cockney kids from Cannibal Island up the road, which is a horrible estate.
Yeah.
It's lovely.
And I was asked, as everyone was, what was the last film you watched in the cinema? And I said it was The Trials of Alexander Nevsky. It's a trilogy.
Yeah, because it's one of those Ponzi
And they
cinemas,
went,
one of them cinema,
"What?"
prime.
It was
Wasn't Rocky 3?
It was a Russian film.
Yeah.
I used to watch Neighbours with the subtitles when I was a student, and it was like reading a book. It turns it into something totally different. But you know when you accidentally put the audio description...
Like reading a book.
You know when you put the audio description, it's really annoying and you don't know what button to play. And there's a woman saying, and there's a cow in a field. You're like, I can see the flipping cow in the
I don't like
field.
that.
Yeah.
But I mean...
Winds me up, man.
The whole thing is like, what has happened to the job of the sound recorders?
Yes.
In general, is it?
It's racist against sound people.
Well, no, but
movie and TV, the visual people hate the sound people.
Yeah, but hold on a second. Is it because it's all digital broadcast now, and depending on the width of your band, it can't compress the sound? But the sound is suffering.
There's definitely a problem with the sound because it happens even to talk. Actually, people tell me all the time that when they flip in and out.
You're a terrible mumbler.
I am a mumbler. That's true. But I'm talking about when you go to the adverts, right? And
from what? I'm Mike Graham.
This is his impression, which is very good. It's a nightmare because I always get told as well when I'm in the company of others, which is not every day of the week. They tell me to put the TV volume down because it's very loud. It's too high.
And don't get me wrong, my dearly departed mother, watching TV with her would require a trip.
My mother, before she died, when she was about 98, used to have to, if you're listening to it on, say, 17, she's listening to it on about 93.
Yeah. It's really
I mean, you could hear it down the road.
My grandma loved the snooker, and she'd have that really loud, the snooker, which isn't, it's just a
Well, I
number.
mean, no, my mother, it was the Chase. You'd go in and the Chase was blaring.
Yeah.
She liked Steve Davis.
I mean, I like Bradley.
He's a very nice man. He's a very nice man,
Steve Davis.
Very boring, man.
Yeah. That's why she liked him.
Mike, warranties.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what they're for. I've bought a lot of things in my life, electrical goods, shall we say, computers, speakers, iPods.
Not as many computers as Kevin O'Sullivan.
No, but he's got a particular
He keeps
knack.
wearing out
He
the
smashes them though,
Oh, and not as many teeth either. He keeps buying
They
new
fall
teeth,
out.
which
Well, they
keep
keep
falling
falling
out.
out,
He's got a bad knack. He should
get a
probably
warranty on his teeth.
He should get warranties.
That's where it's been going wrong.
Yeah, because he's obviously accident prone. But I have been, I've got 4 kids. I've bought more computers than I could shake a stick at. I've bought more televisions, multiply them by 4. Some of the stuff gets handed down, but not very often. Phones. And every time you buy something, they say, do you want the guarantee or the warranty? And in the past, I've said yes. And you pay an extra, something like £5 a month.
Big mistake. Yeah.
£5 a month. I've never, ever used one.
No.
Never, ever.
And when you come to it, you probably don't.
And all that happens is about 2 years down the road, and it's happening to me at the moment, I get an email from them saying, your warranty is running out of date. Would you wish to renew it for an extended period for this amount of money? And it's yet another email that I don't want.
Yeah.
Say, for example, you go on to that very famous online shopping thing.
eBay.
No, Amazon.
Oh, right? Sorry.
And you buy anything that has a plug attached to it on
Yeah.
that. And before you get to the checkout, would you like a warranty?
Yes. No.
You get a choice of, you can have 2 years, 5 years, 10 years.
Don't do it.
Right.
No.
You're covered by law for about 5 years or
2 years, what's the point?
Yeah, I know. And it's just more paperwork.
More paperwork and more money.
And more money.
And they make you jump through hoops if you try and claim it.
I wonder who has made a billion.
has anybody ever tried to claim on a warranty? I mean, have you ever tried?
I once was told, get this warranty and you can just get it all back in like 5 years. And 5 years came up and they went, no, that was never the deal.
We're hoping you'd have smoked too much and forgotten.
Yeah, exactly,
anyway, Ash, this is a grunt from you that I was surprised to read, but tell us.
Yeah.
People who don't wipe gym equipment after, they've used it. And sometimes...
So you go to gyms?
When was the last time?
I go regularly. I mean, every 2 or 3 years I go, And, but they leave that moist stripe, when they get up and wipe it down. That's disgusting. Well, you know where that's from. It's from the gap between the condensation. And you don't want that because,
from the hands?
No, from, the crack.
Really?
When they're sitting down, they leave... because there's a gap. I think the condensation...
Where is this,
it forms a seal. They form a seal and then...
Why is there a seal there?
This was in... it used to be LA Fitness. There's a odd gym. Well, it's a jacuzzi.
Is LA Fitness still a thing?
No, that was the thing that made me furious, because they got changed brands and they go, we're getting rid of the steam room and jacuzzi. And that was the main workout I did, the jacuzzi and the steam. Like, I didn't really use it.
You also...
It's not really a workout.
Was that the same gym in which you've experienced people spitting in swimming pools?
Yeah, well, it's not the spitting, it's the snotting. I used to see
Who the hell snots
yeah,
in
they
a
do,
swimming
man.
pool?
I mean,
Come
really,
on.
once you
What,
see
do they
that,
actually
you
go
need to
like-
clear the
Sorry,
whole
which
wall
part
around.
of the world is this in, Ash?
This was in Finchley, and I tell you who I saw there, Lofty
Yeah,
Watts.
tells you.
Do you remember Lofty Watts? He used to do drive
Yeah,
time
yeah,
on
yeah.
Talk Sport. But I saw this big guy, and we used to do like 50 lengths, and every now and then he'd do it all professional, but he'd do this. And I remember once it was a swim, and there was this like tiny iceberg, and it was one of them, and then I went, oh, and then I looked again, there was another one, and I thought, I'm not going in there again. And you know, I mean,
That is very rude.
yeah, it's really but it started with footballers, didn't they? They used to spit and then they did a snot.
Yeah.
One day they will do a turd on the pitch, won't they?
Well, Gary Lineker did, didn't he?
I mean,
Did he?
He famously did it when
he
he
do
was
it?
playing for England.
What? He pooed on the pitch.
I saw
Yeah, he had
Scholesy-
diarrhea.
I saw
He's like the Paula Ratcliffe of
Yeah,
football.
he had diarrhea, and he famously, you can find a clip on YouTube. He was playing for England against somebody.
we weren't in a home kit, were we?
Yeah.
Did
Oh
he
my
bring? He
God.
didn't bring that up in his recent BBC negotiations, did he?
He may have done. I mean, he's quite famous for it. It's not an unknown story.
So he was already muddy, so no one noticed.
I think
luckily.
in the days when football was a muddy game.
If it happened at the beginning of the match, you'd know.
Well, if it
that.
happened now, where there's no mud.
I mean, I'm reminded of this. Do you remember the strapline for Centre Parks?
No.
The holiday that the weather can't spoil.
Oh, yeah.
Right,
Because
do you
you're
remember
inside a dome.
Yeah,
I don't remember that.
wherever-
I hate
wherever
Centre
you
Parks,
were.
by the way.
Well, I mean, the
I
thing
hate
is,
it.
the weather can't spoil it, but the other people there can.
Yeah.
Because I was in one of their sort of Uber pools.
Yeah.
We're in there about an hour, having a great time. My son was about 5 at the time. All of a sudden, everyone's blowing a whistle. Somebody's done a turd.
Oh, yeah.
Pool.
My mate found one
I
in
was
the-
nearly killed in a Centre Parks.
Really?
Yeah.
How did
It's a
it, tell
terrible
us this
story,
story,
this.
man.
By a turd?
Yeah. No, by a very large woman.
She fell.
No, we were in the one in, I think it's up in near Cambridge.
It wasn't the previous Mrs. Graham.
It wasn't. No, God, no.
Okay.
No,
Because
thankfully not.
I've just had this vision of someone trying to stab you while you're asleep.
No. This was when the kids were still fairly young. I mean, sort of early teens or something. And we went up there, and I had to get there without a car because they'd gone ahead and I'd gone on a train. Very hard place to get to without a car. And, you know, I couldn't get a train anywhere near, ended up having a taxi. Anyway, got there. So the first day we were going down the flume. You know, the... you know,
Log
sort of-
flume.
Human.
No, not
The
the log
human-
flume.
it
No,
was-
the human, you know,
it was
the
sort of human rapids.
slide, like the human rapid.
Body
Oh, right, yeah, a
Right?
slide
And
thing.
so, I mean, I'm not small, right?
No.
So I have to be a bit careful on
You've
this.
been going to the same gym as Ash.
Because
exactly.
the bigger you are, the faster you go, right?
Yeah.
So you have to be a
if
bit
it
careful.
oiled up, yeah.
No, you don't have to be oiled up. It's outside, right?
You not get oiled up before?
No, but the bigger you are, the faster
Were
you
you
go.
oiled up or not?
I'm
Unless you,
not.
unless you get stuck in the tube.
No, it's not enclosed. It's open.
Right, it's open.
It's open, right? And there's room for about 3 people, normal-sized people, to go down together. And my kids had already gone ahead, so they were waiting for me in the pool at the bottom. And I was suddenly aware of this presence as I was going down, and it was this huge woman, right? And I thought, oh, fair enough. But she started to go faster and faster as I was kind of, you know...
She was oiled
Slowing.
up.
She may have been oiled up.
You were slowing as
And
the
as
oil
we
wore
came
off.
to about the sort of final third, she was basically crushing me up against the side of the
You went
flume.
between her legs like
No,
a...
she was just pressing
She
because
just
she was
pushed
that
round?
big. She was, and I thought, and
side
at one
to side.
point, I thought I was suffocating against her flesh. She was like right up against me
Wow.
like this.
So it's 2 of you in a
We're
space
coming
for
down.
3 normal
We're
people.
coming down as a duo now. Literally joined at the hip. My face is pressed up against her, and she's like going really fast. My kids have never seen anything like it. When we finally hit the bottom and the pool, the splash was outrageous. And I literally, at one point, I thought, I'm dying here. I'm not going to make this.
Yeah.
It was shocking.
Did you go into the shower room and just shower down with the child's shampoo?
The
I
specialist
didn't
shampoo.
I didn't have it in those days because I didn't know about it. It's only since I've been working here that the people who look after my skin have told me.
What
about
did you say to each other after? Did you just...
We
quickly-
kind of just got into the pool and just disappeared.
You know,
It was
like
one of
it never
those you
happened.
can't-
Was it awkward?
It was very awkward. Really awkward. She was huge, by the way. I'm not joking.
Well, how much what?
Elephantine.
Weighing what? 23, 24 stone?
Something like that.
Wow.
I used to be 23
I
stone.
mean, dangerous. I mean, she shouldn't have been allowed in it.
There must be a limit.
She really shouldn't have been.
We
were doing about 70 miles an
They've
hour
got
by
a
the end
height
of it.
limit. They don't have
should
a
have
weight
a-
limit.
they
She
should
must have seen you going for, I'll have some of that.
She didn't know, I presume. because she
Should have
just-
a larger slide.
They go faster and faster. The bigger, the
that's
faster you
true.
are, you just.
It's like those executive balls, isn't it, that you bounce
Yeah.
against each other. Yeah, they go quick.
I mean, maybe this could be part of my grump, which is dangerous TikTok trends.
Oh yes.
Right? So every year there seems to be a trend that some idiot comes up with that then encourages other people who also might be stupid to do this. Yeah. You know, so it sort of started out a bit innocently, you know, with things
the
like
ice bucket challenge.
The ice bucket
But that
challenge.
probably killed people because, you know, heart attacks, millions of people across the world, it probably killed people.
Yeah. But then the first one that sort of went wrong was the one chip challenge.
Oh, what was that?
What was that?
With the very hot Carolina Reaper tortilla chip. Somebody died doing that.
You can't do that.
And now it's progressed to this thing where they get sort of weekly challenges. So it starts with filming yourself listening to a song you can't stand.
Okay.
And it works its way all the way through to top yourself.
Right. Yeah. That's really...
That is excessive,
and
isn't it?
Excessive, isn't it?
It starts like
the big... Or holding your breath or something, right? Or hanging yourself.
The big one, the cinnamon challenge.
Oh, yes.
Which I think Mike Parry did, didn't he?
Yeah. One of the funniest videos you've ever seen.
Yeah.
Actually.
Hold on. You're now... But my thing about it is like, you know, like all of this, it's like people are stupid anyway. You don't need to encourage them to be stupid and then endanger
I hate all
their
that
life.
group thing anyway. You know, when the
I hate all of that.
I don't want to...
I don't want to do anything everybody else is doing.
It's a bit
That's
weird,
why I haven't
isn't it?
watched Adolescence. I don't want to watch it because
It's a bit
everybody else
lefty, isn't it, to get into something and that. You know what I mean?
It's just
a group thing.
It's just a little bit, I would say, indicative.
Well, like a sport
or
a gym.
Lefties like to all swarm, don't they? And on whatever it is at the moment, it's adolescence or it'll be the ice bucket. All virtue signalling stuff, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well, I don't think stuffing a whole ton of cinnamon in your mouth.
It starts as like a non-crime hate incident.
What it is actually,
starts like that.
It's very self-indulgent because it's all about if I can do this when nobody else can do it, I'm going to be the king of the world. And then it turns out you can't do it.
Well, it's not so much that. It's the fact that, you know, you can't police this bloody thing anyway.
No.
And if you've got young-ish kids or impressionable kids and they see someone who they think is cool doing something like that, you're kind of like...
And people taking selfies in
Because
dangerous...
before, when I was growing up, I would turn up with said idiots at home and my parents would go, don't do that.
Right.
Yeah.
Do you know what it all started, though? It was Jackass. Remember Jackass? Where these maniacs would do stuff, which actually was quite funny to watch.
Yeah.
But it didn't make you think you should do it.
No.
It made you think that they were idiots for doing it.
But now you get the TikTok views
But
and all
now it's
that.
like, you should do it.
You earn money from it, don't
fire
you?
yourself out of a cannon.
The more dangerous,
thanks.
the more money you make in a way, don't you, on the
that's
views?
the problem. And now we've ended up with that ghastly situation where women are now having sex with thousands of people on camera to make money.
Imagine Norris McGuirter being asked about that in the 70s.
Guinness Book of Records.
Who ate the most amount of cinnamon? Anyway, that is all for this week. I will leave you, once I've said thank you to these two, thank you, Ash,
Thanks, man.
with yet another wise word from Wogan. Is being stupid a trend? Because it seems everyone's doing it.